Monk had been staring at the prison's door for the past 10 minutes or so. Ares had asked him what he was doing, but the machine didn't respond.
Stay behind me until you have your whip.
The machine was still staring at the door. Ares looked up from his cot.
What?
In 5 seconds, get behind me. When the door opens, you'll have 2 seconds to get through it. If you don't make it, you're not getting off the ship.
Ares didn't understand, but he knew an order when he heard one. His training took over, and he stood and got behind Monk. The seconds ticked away. Then 2 things happened at once. Ares was so amazed he could hardly keep up with them. Monk started changing. He grew legs, stretching vertically, 5-toed feet shooting out from the bottom of them. His toes weren't anything like a human's, though. Each was like a double-edged blade, and each was as long as one of Ares' feet. Monk's arms, normally short, lengthened, and the hands Ares was used to seeing split down the middle. Each arm now had 5 blades on the end of it, and the blades grew until they were half as long as Ares' forearm. Monk was a half-meter taller than the former Titan, every part of him longer. Only his head and his metal construction remained similar to the machine Ares knew. The door opened in front of Monk, but instead of another room, they were staring at the ship. When Monk moved, it was not at a human speed, but that of a machine propelled by cold steel. He was through the door before Ares could blink. Ares followed as fast as he could, the door slamming shut milliseconds after he made it to the other side.
Keep up!
An alarm started blaring from unseen speakers, but the machine didn't pause. He moved across the floor in huge steps. Ares was already falling behind. His legs simply couldn't thrust him forward at the same pace. Monk kept moving and turned left down the hall. Ares rushed to stay with him. The machine never turned around to check on him. A moment later, Monk stopped in front of a door that didn't open. Monk rammed into it. The door almost caved in beneath his blow. He reared back and slammed into it again. The door fell away like paper. Monk stepped inside the new room, then stopped. Ares stepped in behind him. Monk's head turned from left to right, scanning the room. He pointed with one of his finger blades.
There, grab it.
Ares didn't look at the rest of the room. His eyes lighted on the only thing that mattered to him, his whip. He took it in his hand, immediately feeling the weapon's desire. He squeezed, and his whip came to life. 3 deep red lasers falling to the deck, swirling as if they'd thought they'd never be used again.
Quickly now.
Ares turned in time to see the machine dash into the hall.
If you don't hurry, we're not going to make it.
If you don't shut up, you're not gonna make it.
Monk took off, and the two raced through the ship.